What up, guys? Today, I wanted to run some Assault on some Chaos maps, and here's the heavy bolt pistol. Ignore the updates there. Definitely have the blocking Thunderhammer for Chaos. I don't have the Gunstrike perk here yet. This Assault build is basically going pure melee. Obviously, there's a perk right there that has the... Oh, yeah, I'm showing off all the perks that I have, but the one perk with the update there is a perk that I think is really good, but I don't have it on this build specifically at the moment, just because I want the extra melee damage against majors when it comes to Chaos. Pretty simple Assault build, nothing too crazy. Definitely just trying to slam down here. This is kind of a funny opening. I think this Vanguard was introducing themselves here. Big slam. I look really cool. I have the, the Space Marine faction colors going on. Yeah, the Vanguard just kind of slow walks up to me. Yeah, so I chose Reliquary. This is an Assault run on Ruthless. I'm using a Artificer blocking Thunderhammer and the Artificer heavy bolt pistol. I showed off everything in the beginning, but I just wanted to reiterate, just because I know Assault has issues against playing Chaos. And I gotta say, at least this run, the real issue is getting your contested health back. Here we have a Vanguard and a Heavy. Those are the team perks, so we have no contested health support. So it was kind of rough in that sense. And another tough thing about fighting Chaos as Assault is the Disc Shamans. This was quite possibly one of the worst Disc Shaman fights I've had. I definitely can perfect dodge that, but sometimes I wait too late. But I was able to get the block there, but it's blocking, so I'm not able to get any gun strikes, which normally is the Assault's best case scenario when fighting these things. Basically, you get like a perfect dodge or a perfect, like a perfect parry, and then get the gun strike for some, good damage. But here I really wanted to get to the bottom of, trying out melee against Chaos as Assault, trying to get through one of the harder Chaos missions on Ruthless. I will be going to Lethal soon. I believe, yeah, I showed off the Assault level, but it's around like 20 for this run. And here's a big res. I don't know what my teammate was doing. He was just finishing off that major, so I do get this res, which is kind of nice. And yeah, so Reliquary can be a pain because there's a lot of downtime and you're just essentially waiting for an extremist to spawn, which is rough. A Chaos extremist at that, so it can be, the Terminator or the Sorcerer. But here we have the full team. We have one team member who has a mortal wound. Heavy is a pretty good choice for this operation, so I think we do have a nice little setup here as far as a team synergy goes. We have a lot of damage, which is nice. So that's a big slam right there. I get the perfect dodge. I want to go for the gun strike, but obviously I would have been punished there. And I knew I had enough damage for, the execution with another slam. So like 2 slams for these majors at the moment on Ruthless. I don't think either my Vanguard or my Heavy, they're like using kind of, not the best team perks for me. I don't think we have Inner Fire, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, Vanguard has a perk that can increase melee damage, so with Assault, that would have been very helpful here. Here's the thing. Running blocking can be rough. I do have the Guardian, I have the Guardian relic right there, which is nice, which saves the run, by the way. And what's nice about this, I get the res also, but blocking does a lot of melee damage. So my best way out of that would have been to just get another execution as quick as possible. Luckily, I did have the Guardian Relic there. The contested health here is not doing me any favors. Probably should have, used more heavy bolt pistol, but I'm out of ammo for that. But we still get the Terminator down. I'm still doing some pretty good damage with the blocking Thunderhammer. That is like my best, basically my best advice for going against Chaos is just have the damage numbers to just take them off, to take out majors very fast so you can get your armor back and your contested health. Now this is a Sorcerer fight. Definitely kind of nice, you know. I do end up getting a stim, by the way. But I go for the slam here. I get corruption. I'm kind of, you know, bugging out, looking for where the sorcerer is. The heavy bolt pistol, I'm really starting to enjoy, I gotta say. The heavy bolt pistol, getting headshots with it is very important for the overall DPS of Assault, I believe. You don't always have to go full in with melee, but I do like doing that with the Thunderhammer. So yeah, overall I like the blocking Thunderhammer against Chaos. Chaos does a lot of unblockable attacks. Gun strikes aren't nearly as consistent against Chaos, but it can be. But it just takes a lot of practice. And I really wanted to, you know, go against Chaos with a pure melee with Assault to see really what the Assault class would be struggling with. And mostly just, you know, slamming Disc Shamans. But I was able to get a gun strike there. I was able to, you know, put some good damage on that Disc Shaman and get a res. So this bridge run starts off, you know, it starts off a little slow. The thing about the bridge here is there's going to be a point of, like, your teammates are going to be down, and there's going to be an opportunity to gain some ground on the run, because essentially at the end of this bridge run, you can res your teammates back because you hit a checkpoint. So here I realize I have two teammates here with Mortal Wound. One's a Vanguard, so I figured the Vanguard could probably get through the bridge pretty easily. The Heavy was probably going to be an issue, just because Heavy's a little slower. But I have been, even in actually my lethal Reliquary run with Bulwark, the Heavy was the one who made it to the end and was able to res us back. So I don't know. I kind of had confidence in my teammates to pretty much know what they were doing on this bridge. I mean, this is Ruthless. It is Reliquary, one of the harder operations. And so far, I gotta say, the ammo for the heavy bolt pistol is probably the roughest part about it. So there, I'm late on the reinforcement call, which is rough. We try to get the heavy down, or not the major down. We try to get the major down, but I believe our heavy is kind of falling behind a bit. Going for some big slams there. And then my execution gets stolen there, which is rough. And then I heard the extremists spawn. And I do have a stim here, so I was definitely able to gain some ground on the bridge. Even though I get hit by that flame, I do kind of dodge a little bit of it, so I'm able to full heal. However, that's 2 stims down. At this point, I'm just rushing through. I saw the barrel there, so I was able to get that explosion, which is nice. My teammates are obviously in a tough spot. They are not fighting very well because, yep, the Vanguard goes down. I do get the stim there, so I figured the best case scenario here would be to just make it all the way to the end. And as far as I'm concerned, the jetpack really helps getting to the other side of the bridge fast. So I knew I was going to be able to do it. It was basically just, you know, I wasn't 100% sure, you know, taking all this aggro and then turning around and fighting was going to be a good idea. And it's kind of rough. Well, here's another situation where I'm in last brother standing. So I just want to point out that I was at last brother standing twice this operation, and we were able to pull it off, which is nice. So both my teammates are respawning. My heavy says he calls me a sissy or something. It's really, really stupid. But yeah, regardless, I clutch out another last brother standing, and the operation run is still going on. I was doing a little victory shuffle, and yeah, our heavy. The heavy there was mad for whatever reason, so who cares? But to be honest, this is the part where being the assault class in this boss fight is very, very painful. The heavy bolt pistol, I think, is a fine weapon when it comes to taking out mobs and, you know, headshots against majors. But against the Heldrake, it just wasn't packing that big of a punch. Especially since it's not fully upgraded. It's at Artificer, and I am still on Ruthless. However, I'm over-leveled for Ruthless, technically. Ruthless is level 15, something like that. But that's just a recommended level. And ultimately, I think Ruthless is still at pretty good difficulty. You know, but there I get a stim. I have 2 stims here, which is nice. I point the other stim out. At this point, you know, I survived 2 last brother standings, and I figured to myself, you know what? As long as I have stims, we can probably pull this off. because I was feeling a little bit confident with the heavy bolt pistol, you know, shooting some headshots at majors and then getting the Thunderhammer. So overall against Chaos, melee is still a good option, but you definitely should soften them up with some headshots and then get some slams, you know, and then follow up slams with other slams. But you just gotta make sure you take out the dangerous targets first, like majors and groups of enemies with the slam. I think Assault's a very good, like, it's a powerhouse class. It packs a punch. But yeah, the contested health issues were definitely hurting me most of this operation. The heavy bolt pistol's good for contested health, but the one time I needed it, I didn't have ammo for it. And ultimately, I'm just tanking these fires right here. But yeah, on Ruthless you get 3 armor, which is pretty good. I'm pretty sure on Lethal you should get 2, which is something that's going to be basically a learning curve for me. I'm definitely going to have to get used to that when I play Lethal as Assault. Here's another res. I've done a lot of clutch reses this game. The minis, the minorous enemies go down pretty fast with the heavy bolt pistol, which is nice, but as you can see with our DPS, it's not the best. It is not the best. I do get an idea a little bit like halfway through this Operation boss fight. You know, like halfway through this boss fight, I get an idea of a way that I can get some more damage on the board. But regardless, it definitely is going to need all 3 of us to pay attention to when the Heldrake's, you know, when the vulnerability status for the Heldrake is active. Basically, the boss fight is kind of a gimmick fight. But I still like the DPS check, to be honest. And here we're able to, honestly, as a team, we're getting rid of Chaos pretty easily, but we do have our Heavy with a Mortal Wound, and our Vanguard is low as well. I do think maybe my teammates needed me to take out maybe 1 or 2 more majors during this boss fight to really get them to notice what was going on. But regardless, we are here as a team. There's 3 players here. And we're getting the puzzle part of this down pretty easily. We're getting the puzzle part of it down pretty easily. And there it is. I throw a crack grenade at the Heldrake to see if that works. And I believe it did. However, I needed to throw it more at the body. I get another opportunity to do it later, but I aim for the head, and it didn't really work out. So if you're throwing the crack grenade at the Heldrake, try to aim for the, you know, larger parts of it. Let me know in the comments if I was on point with that, because that was the first time I ever tried it. Here, yeah, I get a block. I get a nice attack on the major there. And that's, like, pretty much all the enemies we really had to deal with as far as anything that was attacking us on the ground. Yes, crack grenade. And I can use that. Honestly, I'm starting to really enjoy using cracks, but sometimes it can be a little bit annoying. Based on, like, the position of, like, certain mobs. So yeah, there I just kind of throw it because I thought it was just going to be automatic, and I miss. You can even see it drop and just go right to the ground there and explode. But yeah, this damage is definitely not, it is not the best. It's nice I'm getting shots in, though, to be honest, because I do believe either our Vanguard or our Heavy missed a couple of those opportunities. But as an Assault class, you really should be taking out mobs anyway. Because, overall, I do think you can definitely take out big groups of Chaos with the blocking Thunderhammer. But yeah, if you're worried about contested health, I kind of get your point. But ultimately, you just have to take things out as quick as possible. There, I just absolutely whiff a crack grenade, which was rough. But the Heldrake is so low, we end up finishing the operation anyway. So, that was Ruthless Reliquary with the Thunderhammer, and the Assault class there was a part of some big plays. I took a lot of things out. I did get lucky, though, with the Guardian Relic, but, you know, that's what the Guardian Relic is meant for. And, yeah, I had a handful of stims. You know, I picked up a handful of stims as well. And clutched out the bridge part. We do get B Extermination rank, that's probably because of the bridge. But the melee damage is pretty solid there. Obviously, the Heavy gets some good damage in as well, but I have 4 teammates revived. So, big plays, big plays. Really, really enjoyed running the blocking Thunderhammer again.